Good boy. Oh. Welcome back to Create, Nourish, Move. This week's short practice is to inspire an inner fire, or to stoke an inner flame of discipline, of courage, of passion. And we call that in yoga, we call it tapas. It's one of the niyamas in yoga, or one of the personal observances. So this is a practice that it doesn't always mean it's fiery and it's hot and you're going as much as you can. If you're already that kind of type A person who goes hard all the time, then your tapas, your inner discipline, might be to turn things down a notch. So it's personal. It's a personal observance, which means it's different for everyone. So as always, if there's anything I say that doesn't feel good in your body in this practice, please don't do it. Please modify. And I'm always available by email or Instagram for any questions that you might have. So we're going to start standing up. If you have 2 blocks, that would be great, but you don't need them for anything specific. But if you have 2 blocks nearby, grab them, or 2 cans or books. You can use things that aren't the exact prop to get the same effect. So we'll start standing up. And we'll start in chair pose. So bend your knees right away, sink your hips back and down, reach your arms up. And then find your shoulder heads, plug them back into the socket, sink a little bit lower. And stand up, open the arms wide into a cactus position. And then exhale, arms up and forward, plug the shoulder heads back, sink back down. So we're gonna move between those 2 poses. Inhale, stand up, open the elbows. And exhale, sink back and down to your chair. Inhale, come up, open. And exhale, sink back and down. One more time like that. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Stand up tall. Grab onto your left wrist with your right hand. Go up and over towards the right. You can keep the gaze down. And then back to center. Grab onto right wrist. Go up and over towards the left. Inhale, back to the center line. Bend your knees, sink your hips down. Go even lower. So burning the inner fire. It means, tapas means to burn away any impurities. So this can be habits or stories we tell about ourselves, things that aren't working for us. Maybe the thought that we can't sink 2 inches lower. Burn that away and try. And then open the knees wide, plop it down, boat pose, Navasana. So you can either take bent knees, so that might be your tapas, like, oh, I have to back off a little bit, or straighten your legs out. Take a breath in, turn forward on the sits bones, widen through the low back, keep the core in. And then exhale, cross at the ankles, shift forward, plant your hands and step straight back into a plank. So a really strong plank, almost so the upper back starts to round a little bit. Drag the heels of your hands back towards your toes, gaze forward, and then shift into a downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Shift back forward to your high plank again. Inhale. This time lower down halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, slide through for a back bend, up dog or cobra. Exhale, back to your downward facing dog. Settle in. And just feel the inner heat, anything coming up. Make a commitment to yourself to stick with it. Even if it doesn't look a certain way or feel even how you thought it would. Lift your right leg up high. Squeeze your right knee in towards your nose, shift forward. Inhale, right leg goes up and back. Exhale, squeeze your knee in towards your nose, step it forward in between your hands, put your back knee down, and bring your arms up to cactus. Exhale, elbows together, tap them down towards your front knee. And then inhale, come up and open, go up with the spine more than back. And then exhale, tap your elbows down towards your knee. One more time, but pick up your back knee, so open everything. And then exhale, elbows down to tap. Inhale, come on up, and you're gonna stand up on your right leg, so left knee comes in towards the chest, one big step up. Interlace your fingers on the front of the left shin bone and plug the thigh bone back and into the socket. So stick with the wobble. Stick with any inner flame burning. Okay, so I feel some heat and fire in my right leg now. Good. And then cross your left ankle over the right knee, sink down and back through the seat. Hands can just stay at your heart for now. Okay, so widen apart with the seat, rock the weight into your right heel. Breathe in and breathe out. And then come on up with your left knee. Bring your left leg out in front of you long. Reach your arms up over your head and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big step back to a crescent lunge. Inhale and exhale. Touch the hands to the ground. Step back towards your plank pose. Firm up through the belly. Get strong through the backs of your legs. Bend your elbows. Come halfway down and pause. Inhale, up dog. So slide it through. Build the heat from the ground up. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Remember, this is personal. It's different for everyone. And it's different from day to day how you land on your mat. Lift your left leg up high. Squeeze your left knee in towards your nose. Inhale, bring it back up high. Exhale, squeeze your knee in towards your nose. Step it all the way through in between your hands. Put your back knee down. Come on up. Cactus arms, and feel the spine going up and long and then open through the chest. Then bring your elbows down and together. Tap your front knee. Again, inhale, open it up. Exhale, tap it down and together. This time, pick up your back knee. Inhale. Exhale, tap it down. Inhale, come on up. Bring the weight into your left foot. We're standing up with the right knee towards the chest. One big step. Interlace the fingers along the right shin. Plug the thigh bone back. Just find your balance and breathe. Press more through your standing legs so you can get more height. Good. So my heart's beating a little bit faster now. You can just enjoy that inner steam you're creating. And now cross your right ankle over the left knee. Sink down and back, hands to your heart center. Let the right knee drip down towards the floor. Spread your right toes. Go wide and back in the low back. Keep your neck neutral. So you feel a stretch in the outer right hip here. Inhale and exhale. Big breath in and big breath out. Stand back up with your right knee in towards your chest. Extend your right leg long. Lift the thigh bone up and then pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Giant step back. Crescent lunge. Inhale. And exhale, touch your hands down towards the floor. Step into a plank pose. Bend your elbows, lower halfway down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, roll the shoulders back, press your hips towards the heels of your hands, and then curl your toes if you can, back to Chaturanga. Bend your elbows, one big press up, high plank pose, and exhale back, downward facing dog. I don't know about you, but I feel something burning. So tapas to burn away the impurities. I can see my dog from my downward facing dog. That's the nice thing about home yoga. Reach your right leg up high. Squeeze your right knee in towards your nose. Inhale it up and back and cross it over. Right knee, left elbow. Inhale up and back. Bring your right knee towards your right elbow and then up towards your right shoulder, down towards your right wrist. Up towards your right shoulder, down towards your right wrist. One more time, up and down, and then place your right knee down to your right wrist so you're in a pigeon prep, okay? So the right heel is going to be in towards the groin. Use your hands to steer the hips towards square. Lift your back kneecap up and then slide it back a bit, and then find a firming in from knee to knee. So it should feel like you're zipping up to the midline of the body. Turn the right hip back. Keep yourself lifted here. Just roll the shoulder heads back. Feel that space. Couple breaths. And then bend into your left knee. Reach back. See if you can find the inner arch of your foot and just turn the heel in towards your bottom. So this might be a plenty big of a stretch, or you can bring the fingers forward and open up the front shoulder. Go deeper down into the left thigh. Breathe in. And breathe out. Sometimes when we practice tapas, it feels like we're going against the grain, going against what feels normal, but it reminds us that we love our yoga practice and we're doing our best. Bring your foot back down. And then pour yourself over your right thigh for a few breaths to rest here in your pigeon. So again, we remember that creating our own fire means to listen to our bodies. Not always what's easiest. Just feeling the heat generated from within. Tapas. Not talking about the small plates, but those are good too. Haven't had lunch yet, so. One more breath in and out. And then come back up onto your hands. Make your way back into down dog. Right foot meets left at the back of your mat. Just feel the difference in both sides of the body. Firm in through the hands. Strengthen the arm bones down towards the floor and then in towards the ears. And then lift your left leg up. Squeeze it in towards your nose. Shift forward. Inhale it up and back. Exhale, cross it over. Left knee, right elbow. Inhale, up and back. Left knee, left elbow, and then pull it up towards your shoulder. Drop it down the pole, down towards the wrist, up towards your shoulder, down towards your wrist, up towards your shoulder, down towards your wrist. One more, up, and then down, pigeon prep. So the top of your left foot's pushing into your mat. Walk your hands back, roll the shoulder heads back, and then curl the toes under to slide the right kneecap back a little. So you feel this broadness in the chest. A lot of yoga that we do is crunched forward. And that's how we are a lot of times in our regular routine as well. On the phone, on the computer, driving. So brighten through the chest. Bend your right knee, reach back. See if you can find your foot, either the inner arch, or you can turn the fingers forward and point your elbows straight up. Try to work the hips towards square. Be careful and gentle with your shoulders here too. Deepen the breath. So if we breathe, a slight constriction in the back of your throat. If you breathe that way, it's going to be heating. So breathe in and out through the nose with mouth closed. Heat your body from the inside out. Okay, so we don't need a hot yoga room. Hot yoga rooms are great sometimes, but we don't necessarily need it to stoke our own fire. We can create and generate that heat from the inside out ourselves. Release your back foot down. Lift up for one more breath, and then lower down towards your pigeon. Isometrically squeeze from knee to knee. Let the right hip drip down as much as the left one so you feel a broadening in the back. Drop your chin towards your chest. And just stay in a place where you can be in your pigeon for a few moments. Use the heat and the fire that you made through the movement to now be in this more still place. To be here and feel. The point is to feel whatever's going on, not to ignore it. So acknowledge without trying to push it away. What do you feel here? How can you stick with it? When there's breathing a bit deeper, bring your attention back towards the sensation. And then come back up onto your hands. Press back into your downward facing dog. Just another breath or two. Come up onto your tiptoes. Walk in halfway. Bend your knees. Sit down. Come into boat pose one last time. Maybe this time it's with straight legs. Lift your sternum up. Rock onto the tripod of your seat. Activate even your hands. See if you can lift your legs up a little bit higher. And then exhale. Cross the legs and find yourself here in Sukhasana, easy pose. Close your eyes and drop your chin towards your chest. Feel your heartbeat. Maybe a little bit of sweat. It's passion, courage, determination, sticking with your practice. Then bring your hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Bow your chin towards your chest and give yourself a big thanks for sticking with it, for showing up once again and finding your tapas on your mat. Namaste. And stay wildly well.